Titans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All in all, we have a pretty pleasant December day in the Volunteer State. The chilly rain from last night has moved on. The temps have bumped up a bit here at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan Ball Club entering play. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman that time. And now it's second down. You look at this Steeler defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass. Toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Operating from the gun. Ward. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Not the warmest starts throwing the football. He was 1 for 3, now 1 for 4 on the opening drive.
So getting him comfortable is the key. And for him, it might be different than what we think is comfortable. We're probably thinking swing passes, easy check downs. Some guys, they're better off throwing it downfield. That's what really loosens them up.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. This defense for the Steelers, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield, and all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 36. 17 yards on that play for the Titans.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. Toss play to Jackson. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to first and goal.
Ordinarily in short yardage, most people don't run a toss because it takes a little bit longer to develop. But some teams see it as a very physical type run because the amount of people that get out in front of the runner, offensive linemen, tight ends, sometimes an extra back, they like to run that play there and try and run over.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. It's the fullback.
His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Titans put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead.
The extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away.
I couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And they'll be let out by their left-handed quarterback.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
And they got the win, so I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson.
17 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
And a rushing title is definitely within sight. So the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there. But they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. You talk about this Titan defense.
They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there. And they're able to come up with the first down.
First and 10, it's Robinson.
And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Gabriel. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. And it's 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Titans are going to take over at their own 41. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
2nd and 10. Out of the gun to give to Spears.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
The 4-3 defense there did its job, funneled things right to the middle linebacker. If they do a nice job of playing team defense, everyone takes care of their responsibilities. That allows that guy in the middle to do his job, which is search and destroy.
And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Tried to get the edge there. The defense just too quick to the ball.
That's what we call total team defense there. Can't get to the edge, no place to move it inside, and then allows everyone else to run to the ball and create a big-time tackle for no gain for the offense.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
To throw is Ward on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line. Up the middle they go. Wheeler. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Wheeler, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw. Ward.
They'll set up the screen for Spears.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
In motion right is Pittman. He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Ward looking to throw on 2nd down. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Titans are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
15. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
The running game's played a huge part in getting them down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it.
And he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Targets Metcalf along the sideline.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run with Robinson.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Brian Robinson Jr.
His 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Steelers have cut it back within a score.
Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Ward now, off play action. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Wheeler. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 4.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Wheeler. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Up the middle they go. Wheeler, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
That confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Operating from the gun. Gabriel. Over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 5.
Off the play fake. Gabriel rolling to his left.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield. They're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Handoff now to Robinson. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
They run behind center with Gainwell.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Second and 11 now.
Operating from the gun, Gabriel. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf. Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from evening this one up. That touchdown reception, his 22nd of the year, tying him for second all-time with Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, who also had 22 during the 1987 season.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
That one goes for 24 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Wheeler, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Operating from the gun, Ward.
Throw left side is hauled in by Palmer.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Up the middle they go. It's Wheeler.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Back to throw. Ward. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Down the sideline he goes.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
That's why you call a screen. You want to catch a defense overcommitting. Plenty of space available, and that matched up perfectly. What a convoy he got downfield to pick up big yardage on that play.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown.
It's his 8th rushing touchdown on the year, his 11th overall.
And the Titans have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter.
52 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Second down and a little more than a yard here. From the gun, a give to Gainwell.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
And they'll go right back to Gainwell here on first down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Gabriel.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Leaping, and he makes the grab. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Five yards remain on 2nd down.
They'll look to throw again.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was the visiting Falcons who were able to come away with the victory. Bijan Robinson, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we head up to our nation's capital, check in on the Commanders at home in Landover. And they were winners in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. Jaylen Warren, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting Cleveland Browns. Daniel Jones leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter.
And, Charles, they trail here, though not really the fault of this offense.
No, they certainly did their part in the first half. But when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
With that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
From the 31, here's a second down and 6.
Back to throw. Gabriel. This one into the hands of Metcalf. Down the right sideline. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf. His second touchdown of the night. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. Now Ward throwing to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
To throw on second down.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
Back to Gainwell here on 2nd down. And down inside the 15 he goes. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
On 1st and 10, Gabriel. Touchdown! From 13 yards out. And the Steelers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
To throw is Ward. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
And there's not a quarterback in the league that will ever complain about having small receivers like a Tyreek Hill or a Cooper Kupp who can find a seam, have good vision, and get open. But when you're throwing downfield like this, you want a big, tall receiver who can go above the rim, or if you're a volleyball fan, above the net and get it.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Ward. The toss here completed to Pittman. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring out the 3rd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he's caught on
the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth. On now is the Titans punter, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll begin on the ground with Gainwell. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19.
Back to throw. Gabriel. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
To throw on third down. Gabriel. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
Throwing on first down. Gabriel. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Ready, 45, right. 12, 10, field, left.
Looking to throw. Gabriel eluding the pressure right.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Well, I think you have to forgive him just a little bit here because he's out of the pocket trying to make a play. But he rushes this throw and just wings it downfield right over the head of his wide-open receiver.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Called that a very strong gain of 24.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
They'll run with Robinson.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Ward throwing on first down.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
There he goes left side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Well, whatever adjustments they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense, they just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick 6, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he returns this to the 22. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
2nd and 10 coming up here in Nashville. Third quarter action. Hand off to Spears.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
That's taken in by Palmer.
And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a fourth down.
Fielded at the 20. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
First carry now for Trey Sermon. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Off play action. Gabriel. That is caught and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First target, first catch at a first down. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Sermon now on 1st and 10. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 6.
Off the play fake. Gabriel. He finds his man. Complete. It's Porter. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Sermon.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A give running right, Etienne.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
Just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
On 3rd down, Gabriel. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Ward now on 1st and 10. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Back to throw. Ward.
That's going to be caught. It's Palmer.
A big play that time for the Titans. 41 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
Now Ward on 1st down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Operating from the gun. Ward.
He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Ward.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Back to throw. Ward. And a quick throw here that's complete.
And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain. Nine-yard line, 2nd and 6. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 51 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
I got you. Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52. Come on, the ball.
Looking to throw. Moore. And it's a Titans touchdown. Michael Pittman from 4 yards out. And the Titans get a bit closer.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Go.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. On the counter, Sermon.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Here's 2nd and 3. A shotgun snap, and again to ETN.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for the first with Sermon.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Pittsburgh, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Tennessee,
this loss really hurts their playoff chances as they drop to 7-8 with 2 games left.
And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.